So, you're widowed, you're divorced, you're not sure how to get started. It's been years and years since you've done any dating. You're totally overwhelmed by apps. Maybe it's time to consider a matchmaker as a good alternative. One of the things I say to people is it's really important to think about how you want to start. One of the things that people often talk about is how they're grieving or how they feel sad. And even when you're going through a divorce, sometimes grief is part of the process. Joining a grief group can be really useful because you get all those feelings and all that conversation that you have to have about that coming to an end out with people that are appropriate to express that grief with. When you're in the dating scene, you want to be kind of through that part where you can actually have a conversation about the person you've lost without being emotional or too emotional. Of course, there's always going to be emotion attached with that, especially if you're coming out of a very long-term relationship. The other thing I say that's very important to people is make sure you invest in getting some good photographs. Photos can be so important in the whole process. So you want something that shows you in the best light. Don't use filtered photographs. You want when someone meets you for the photos to be a very good indicator of what you actually look like. Some people insist on sending me very doctored or very filtered photos, and I always ask them to send me something that's realistic for what they actually look like. You want to be authentic, you want to be truthful in how you're going into the relationship, but you also want to show yourself in the best light. And sometimes hiring someone who's a professional photographer can be really worth the money. So if you're looking at getting started, make sure you've done the work on yourself, make sure you're in a good place to meet someone and you're open emotionally to being in a relationship. Really think about what you're looking for in a partner. What you want to make sure you've done is you've really considered, what stage is my life at? What do I want going forward? Maybe you've raised a family. Do you want to go back to raising more kids? Try to choose someone who's maybe not necessarily the same age you are, but the same stage you're at. So if you're going into retirement, for instance, and you want to meet someone who's also got time to spend, you can do activities together. One of the most exciting things about being in a new relationship is you get to bring new things to a partner and they bring new things to you as well. You're having all these exciting new experiences, doing things you might normally not have done. So make sure that you're looking at life stage. It's very, very important. Maybe you're a young person and you want to meet someone to have a family with. Maybe you've been in a relationship that didn't work out, that maybe not wasted a number of years of your life, but certainly dropped the clock back later. So you're looking at wanting to have a family and you're in your early 30s or mid 30s. You want to get started. You want to consider someone who also has the same goals as you, who's at the same life stage. That's very important. And using a matchmaker, we can help you sort through those things. We really look at, first of all, is this person ready to be in a relationship? Have they done the work on themselves? Are they not very sad anymore? They're ready to go into a relationship, be optimistic, be happy, be looking forward to the future. Have they looked at what their life stage is? Have they provided us with good photos? Have they done a good profile? Because I can tell you there's lots of people, when you look online, that have terrible profiles done. They ramble on about things that are really off-putting. So a matchmaker can really, really help you hone that profile and make sure you're attracting the kind of people you want to attract. One of the things I find as people get older is their social network gets smaller and smaller. So we have less people that we're seeing that are new to us. So maybe you're not on the soccer field with your kids visiting with the single dad next to you. Maybe you're not at work. Maybe you've retired. So you don't have that access of people that you would meet through your work. So one of the things you could do is use a professional matchmaker. What we do is we expose you to people that you wouldn't otherwise come in contact with in your regular social circle. So you'll be meeting people that are targeted towards the type of people you want to meet. Maybe you want to meet someone who has the same education. Maybe you want to meet someone who's retired like you are, who has time to spend in a relationship. Maybe you want to meet someone who wants to have a family. Or maybe you want to meet somebody who spends their winters somewhere south. These are all things we can help you find. And as professional matchmakers, it's our training to help you go through a profile and help you whittle down and figure out what's really important. Is it life stage? Is it activity level? Is it interests? Those are all things we can help you sort through. Misty River Introductions can help coach you through the process and make sure you get the best outcome possible.